damn it.
Let's start.
You want to start her?
Yeah, you're the host.
No, you're the host.
You're Mr. McHost.
Well, we gotta start. So, welcome to the
I thought we were keeping the older.
Mediocritic. Well, yeah, well, still, that was welcome. That was the mediocrity. So, we're the. Welcome to Mediocrity.
Proceed.
We're the Mediocritics, and we're here. We've got Dan, Andy, and myself, Kevin. Today we're going to be answering a couple questions from our fans, talking about a couple other things in our life, and kind of whatever else we stumble upon or stumble into. So,
Yep, 3 of our fans. All 3 of them who totally aren't us.
We might have 4.
4. That totally aren't us.
We got a bunch of them.
They're totally...
Anyway, so we're moving on to our questions. So we have a couple questions from our fans.
Yeah, I was looking through all of our fan questions.
It's not very convincing if you guys laugh.
Yeah, And
just like our introduction video, just a look after our sponsors.
and
So what was the top? What was the most?
So I took a couple, and I thought we could make the rest of this podcast kind of about feelings, movies that make us feel
Emotions.
all of the emotions that you can.
The touchies
So,
and the feelsies.
The butterflies and the shivery wivers.
That's what exactly is that feeling?
The shivery wivers?
Yeah, I would like that.
That's like when something scary happens and it's like the hair on the back of your neck stands up, but you also kind of have butterflies.
Oh.
It's like shivery wivers.
Yeah, so it's like
It's
you
an
kind of
intense
like it.
sensation.
So that's what you're into.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Thanks.
You're normal. It's okay.
So the first question comes from PyroDad69, and he asks, "What is the saddest movie that we have seen?"
All right.
So,
who's starting off?
Charlotte's Web. She dies. Spoiler alert.
Who dies?
Oh my god.
You're talking about the spider.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Sad as shit. I almost died.
I mean, you have not watched a lot of sad
was
movies.
traumatic.
If that is your saddest
Well,
movie.
I mean, it was. I think it was sadder when like all of her little babies started flying away. Like after she died.
And Wilbur's was
it nice? I almost called it babe. It's the same thing.
I mean, yeah, they're both pigs.
But they're both talking pigs.
He's
but
like,
yeah.
oh, don't
leave me. And they're like,
goodbye. Go no.
Yeah, and he's crying. And there's like the tear.
But he can't do anything or she.
I don't know. I don't know what happened after that.
But no, there's just the fence, and then the pig just gets old. But then
was he like fine after that? Like he was just like, oh no, 3 stay behind. 3, that's
2
right.
or 3.
Goodness.
I don't know. They stay behind, get old with them. The pig.
Are you looking up some Charlotte's Web information?
No,
What's happening? Charlotte's Web on the web?
Yeah, no, it's
charlottesweb.com.
Oh no, you know what other movie was pretty sad that I watched? Boy in Striped Pajamas.
Oh no, stole your shit.
Stole my shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
We didn't discuss this beforehand. This is raw.
So you've seen it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, rolling into it.
That was one of mine.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
Andy, what's your saddest movie that you've ever watched?
The saddest movie that I've ever seen is called The Boy in Striped Pajamas.
Wow. I've never heard of that before this point in time.
That last part.
You have.
Can you?
You haven't seen it.
I've heard it. No, I've heard it from you previously.
I can't believe you remembered that.
Yeah.
Probably another one of those that I just talk about constantly because it's
it's like 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Every time we talk about sad movies, you're just like, oh, this movie.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's up there.
And can you explain it a little bit for me and probably most viewers who I'm going to assume have not seen it because I don't think it's a super popular movie, but it might be. I might be wrong.
So it's a World War II film. The main character, I don't know what rank he is, but he's someone high up dealing with running a concentration camp, and he has a child, and they live right outside of the concentration camp, and his son.
The Nazi has a son.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
so they live on like a property.
Yeah, like right outside the fences.
Like a farm. They would the farmer would live on the property of his farm, but it's a concentration camp. So they live like outside. Like
yeah. So and his son, just playing around, just runs up, and he finds, the barbed wire fence or whatever, the enclosure, and on the other side he meets another little boy, and obviously striped pajamas is for the containment of the prisoner, and they just being innocent and children, and dealing with that, they don't understand, why one is on that side, one is on the other, and it's just that interaction, just showing the innocence and not them being able.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
What'd you say?
That's fine.
You have another one? Okay, we'll get to you. Relax.
I was letting you know so you didn't skip me because I didn't want to really say
You're not
Charlotte's
skipped.
Web.
You already picked. You got Charlotte's Web.
Fuck
That's
Charlotte's
your pick. That's edited in. You're Charlotte's Web now, and
Well,
people
now
are gonna be like,
I was telling you that I was trying to.
I'm gonna love the order of this, that we go to Charlotte's Web to like Holocaust film.
yeah. Well,
But
I feel like mine's a good bridge between the two. So
so
you'll get another one too. So
it's about the interaction between these two kids who don't understand the world that they are in. I don't know, for the viewers or for you guys, do you want any spoilers here?
I would say no, because I can imagine. I don't know. I can imagine the saddest thing happening is somebody dying, and like I said,
Okay,
I
so then we can.
Oh yeah, it's
So
the
we can.
Holocaust.
So then we can
Lots of
leave.
people died.
So we can leave it at that, and I'll just say my feelings afterwards. There has not been a movie that I have seen that actually emotionally messed me up, and this movie actually did. I was actually very distraught after I seen it. Especially, I think more so it hit me more so because maybe not this exact story, but this was something that happened. This is it's
real.
It's history. It's real. So
it hits home that something that could have happened to you or in the past has happened to people.
Yeah.
I mean,
and just the atrocity that it was. This movie, especially even more so, with children involved, it was extremely heavy, and it was one of those movies. I'm not trying to be a big badass, because I'm gonna say there are movies that I cried at, but this movie I did not cry at. But it was actually just so much more serious that I just turned it off, and I actually was like emotionally messed up just thinking about it for probably like a week after. And it's just one of those movies I saw it, and I think it was a good movie too, but it's something that I probably will never watch again. And I'm very lukewarm in telling people to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch
I would like people to, but I'm not gonna. You have to be.
You just don't want to feel that way again.
You have to be in a. Just get ready. Just get ready.
That's like my sad movie.
And,
Like I watched it
that's
once.
That's all. Yeah,
And
that's all I'll say. But
I won't watch it again.
yeah.
my real
So the
choice
boy
isn't
in the
that
striped
bad.
pajamas.
But your next one better not be my movie.
It's not.
I know it's not. But
It's not.
What if you pick the
mine
same
was
as
not
picking
as-
everyone's movies?
My actual, yeah, I do that a lot. No, my next movie wasn't as impactful. But what was yours?
No, I want to know what your actual saddest movie.
No, because I don't want to. Because
There's no way.
only off
There's
chance.
no way you're stealing.
It's not
my
really.
movie.
I won't even say it's the saddest movie. It made me feel some type of way. I felt. I with the way it ended.
How
I
does
was
it
just
make you
wasn't
feel?
sure.
What is it?
It's
Tell me.
Into the Wild.
Yeah, not mine. So
Did you
that's
see
all
it?
good.
So Eli Hirsch plays Christopher McCandless, and basically he's a product of his wealthy family. He has. They have a trust fund for him and everything like that. He went to Emory University. He was a top student, top athlete. Just had everything, pretty much what everybody would say would be a successful life and what everybody would want.
Sure.
Had any possessions that he could ever have. But he wasn't really living the life that he really wanted. And he took his trust fund and donated it to charity. And then he got rid of his career, quit his job, and he got rid of all of his possessions and wanted to go on this really dangerous trip into the Alaskan wilderness.
Yeah, this sounds familiar.
And he just really wanted to live a really natural life.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be caught up in the rat race of society and all those things like that. And everybody thought he was crazy because, he had everything according to society standards. Yeah. And he didn't want to do that. But the way it takes him through his journey of the ebbs and flows of life and the struggles of surviving and doing different things like that. And the way it ends was just pretty sad because it's kind of unexpected. I don't really want to go too much into spoilers. Yeah. But, they make it seem like he's going to go one way, like he's going through some struggles, and, they make it feel like he's gonna do what he needs to do to go back to society.
We're making recommendations for you guys and for us.
But and it doesn't really go the way you think it does. And it is based on a true story, based on a real guy. And they also, like, at the end credits, they show pictures of the real guy and do some things. It was a really, really good movie. I think I scored it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely worth a see, and I think it might be still on Netflix. So you guys, if you're listening, you can get pretty easy access to it. It's definitely a really good. It's a slow burn, but it's a really good movie to check out. So what's yours, Kevin?
It's my turn.
Yes.
Right. Are you ready? So,
We're ready.
Oh yeah, I was
We're ready for this. Get the waterworks going.
No, it's not. I mean, I'll never watch the movie again.
You were traumatized. That's what you described it to us. You said you were traumatized.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a point where there's a song about the movie, and I don't even listen to the song. And it's an interesting film.
Is it Titanic?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, isn't it? That's a pretty good one. I've even thought about that too. How many movies actually have a song that you hear the song and you're like,
"Don't want to clear my."
And that's the movie.
With some Celine Dion.
No, mine's actually it's a Christmas movie.
Ooh.
So it's actually Christmas Shoes is my
I've never seen
saddest movie.
Oh
and
my
so
god!
Tell me about it.
Was that a Lifetime?
It is. It's a Lifetime special,
Nice.
and is
that's quite the sad song.
Oh, and
so I can
the
imagine
movie
the movie should
sad.
only.
And so
match
anybody
that.
unfamiliar is there's a mother who is dying of cancer.
That's a good start.
And the child wants to buy the mother a Christmas present, and he wants to buy the mother a new pair of shoes.
Have you not heard the song?
I've not.
So he wants to buy his mom a new pair of shoes so that she can look beautiful for when she meets Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
literally.
yes, Jesus.
It's like a true.
You should have just seen his face turn. Yeah, that's.
The song's just as sad.
Oh my god.
But the Lifetime special is just as bad.
That would tear me apart.
Oh, it's terrible because it's very relatable. It's heavy because you're like,
really
but see, the whole thing is like, the whole movie premise is the kid can't afford the shoes, so he has to find a way to get the shoes. But the mom's like dying. The Lifetime special is just as bad. If you listen to the song, which will only take you 2 minutes, I do not recommend watching the movie. Not because it's bad, because it's a Lifetime movie, so they're all sad. But this movie especially is sad.
Be sad.
The song gets it across pretty well. The song's pretty
for
sure
middle-aged mothers and us.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Just imagining yourself in the.
It's awful.
So like anytime.
And then spread that out. What's it, about an hour?
Oh yeah, I think it's like an hour and a half.
Something like that. Yeah.
And it's just like it's just trying to, and you know, like, just tell you right now, spoiler: the mom does not live.
Oh god. Well, that's I guess
it's expected. It's expected.
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler if you watch it. It's a sad movie. It's not on my list if the mom lives.
Guaranteed. She was feeble and sweating in bed.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's like
green.
It's something too. It's like more so that you find more people getting cancer that you know, and it's just something where you're just like, no, not happening. For me, it's just like these scenes with cancer because they're so close to home. They're so real. They're so relatable. Like I've known people that have cancer. Yeah. It's like everybody has a chance they're gonna get cancer. It's like the cancer movies get me. Like that movie and some other things just get me because, like I said, it hits close to home. It's relatable, and again, like. Saddest movie I ever watched. I won't listen to the song when it comes on radio. I'll switch it during Christmas, and it's a terrible Christmas song. It's awful.
It's supposed to be a time of joy.
Time of joy.
Do you know the last? Have you guys cried at a movie? Have you guys cried?
No, I've never. I'm actually
never.
I'm actually pretty infamous for not crying.
Really?
In really
I have,
sad
but
situations.
What do you remember the last one, or maybe the biggest one that you bawled like a big old baby?
the last movie I teared up was recent, so I'm trying to think of what it was.
Actually, you had mentioned this earlier, and I think that might have been it. I am very close a lot. I don't care. I'm very close a lot, but I think Manchester by the Sea. Even though I don't think overall,
I still have yet to see that.
I think overall, like, I didn't find it very sad overall because there's a lot of dark humor in it. Like, I get that it is sad, but I think that one of the last scenes when he meets, I guess, his ex-wife at that point, like, that made me tear up right there. And so that was just last year. I don't think I've seen anything that has done that, but for movies, that I think that might have been the last one.
Latest movie that made me like emotional.
Yeah.
Didn't get a full cry, but like you get the emotion.
Choked up a little bit?
You get choked up a little bit. Was Love, Simon. There's a very good scene towards the end between the father and the son.
Yeah.
And that made me like, it's just this very accepting, very much like just a heart-to-heart scene, and it's really nice. So it's not even a sad scene. It's just like, you get choked up just from being emotional. You can imagine being in that situation and just like I said, just being emotional from it. So it's not necessarily even sad, but definitely choked up where you're just like, this is... Yeah. You could see yourself in that situation.
As being a game guy, have you ever cried at a game?
No.
That's the only one that I can remember. I bawled like a snotting child. I've cried to a game more because I'm gonna go back to it. I mentioned in the last podcast, but Metal Gear. Once I finished Metal Gear 4, because I'd followed that 10 years.
Well, you can ask
10 years of your life that you're invested in. It was one of those things. More than it being incredibly sad, it was like it was something that was such a huge part of your life. And I could see like maybe series like that, like I don't know if anyone's like a Harry Potter. I heard like a lot of people were like just sad that was like coming to an end. Like something like that might become more emotional than. I gotta stop doing that. Yeah. Sorry for all the squeaking if you can hear my chair, but like that was something that I will admit that I actually whimpered to in a video game. I can recall that more than any movie.
Yeah, I don't think there's any games I've ever cried at. The most emotional I probably have ever been was throwing my companion cube into the fire in Portal. Was probably the saddest I've ever been during a game, because it's like it's something so stupid, like you're with a stupid inanimate cube the whole movie, but at the end when they make you throw it into the fire, you're kind of sad, and you know. But
I didn't play Portal, but like you can ask my fiance, she'll tell you, I'm pretty infamous of just not crying even in really sad situations. For some reason, I just don't. Like even like with my grandfather passing away, like. I was deeply sad.
Do you use a defense mechanism, or are you just stoic? You become a dead cell.
I just don't have anything to say, and I'm just even though I'm sad, and I feel the sadness, I don't ever really leash it out. I will say that the closest that I've ever came to crying in a movie, I wasn't even in a movie. It was at a house. I was with Fault in Our Stars. I choked up a lot. I choked up a lot a little bit. I felt the ball in my throat with that. And in terms of video games,
it's worse when you're
in terms of video games,
you're trying to stop it. You do the blink. You hold your eyes.
I just see that's the
thing.
I don't
want to do it.
I just stop trying to stop it.
Just let it happen.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like but me being with Lauren, I felt that like I used to be the same way, and like I still am. Like I don't cry a lot, but like now I find myself like I get to a limit, and it's just like. I have a fucking good cry sometimes, I'm like I can't fucking do this. I'm like you.
You see death, destruction. You deal with it all. You're like, that's fine. And it's like the smallest thing you're watching a commercial.
I'm like stoic until
a child
like fucking
spills their milk, and you're like.
Yeah, I'm like stoic until one day I stub my toe and it's fucking
over.
All loose.
It's all over.
The closest I've ever come to crying from a video game was probably The Last of Us. Oh man, I mean, there's
Are you talking about the first one?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the brothers?
Yeah, the brothers.
Yeah.
There's a point where you don't know if
Spoiler alert! Move 45 seconds ahead.
If you haven't played the game, play it. There's a point where Joel might die, may or may not die, and it's pretty sad, and I got pretty close to I teared up a little bit.
We're gonna throw another spoiler since we're still in time. I was thinking of the point where the brothers, I forget the name, when his brother turned and then he had to shoot him and then he shot himself.
Oh my god!
That was the only point, even after Metal Gear, the point in the video game where I just had to turn it off. I put it aside.
And one other video game moment where I almost cried was in the Telltale series for Walking Dead. At the very end, when your guardian kills himself, and that's pretty much it. And
we did it! Wow,
welcome back to the non-spoiler section.
Wow, that was impressive.
That was pretty terrible.
We didn't even try to.
We mistimed that twice, and it's fine. So you're gonna get bits and pieces of spoilers.
Anyway, enough time spent on our sad movies.
Let's get happy.
Let's change the emotions.
Let's get happy.
I don't know if we're getting happy or not.
I think it's first break because I have to pee for my wiener.
Breaky time. PP's in the pod.
Yeah, PP.
Alright.
Let's do that.
In the next part of this episode, your favorite gang of freak show misfits will discuss movies that made them happy, gave them joy, maybe even elicited the giggles. Okay then. Goodbye forever.